That's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here we go now.
On 2nd down, Scott. He takes this for 3 to the 29. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
No. Check. Patriot.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He gets it to Thomas. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete here. Looking to go back to Thomas again. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Now they'll run it on the toss. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On play action, Wentz. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
On first down, Scott. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down now, Scott. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Over.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Black.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it. Somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They go play action here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans will extend their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Gano the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant, A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that...
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And this is taken in at the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And he's able to put it through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here in some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now, Barney! Barney! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll make it 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, they'll throw. Looking deep now for McCoy. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Run.
On first down, Wentz. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
He's going to get it running right. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. And he puts it through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Well, they have the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They go again with Scott. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Looking to throw. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. This quarterback now just 5 of 16 throwing the ball, but he's got a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw here. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Andre Howell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
We got 3. Let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Powerful running. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Wentz now on 1st down. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, makes it tough to defend.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going up top. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
4 down. There we go. Back. Lady. Mike 56.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And on the ground they go with a running back. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Wentz. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it's a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now Wentz. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cameron Jordan. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, it's Wentz. And the pressure gets to him again.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On second down, Scott. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the carry, this is Scott. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
No. Check. Patriot.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Tight is right. Hey, we got four. We got four down.
And they'll run it here. And room to run as he's out past the 35-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Hey. Four down. Please.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's go. Great. Four down.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium